Hello guys, today we are doing another 90s Nickelodeon review after a month hiatus. Anyway, this is Nickelodeon Man 95's Nickelodeon Review Show. The one that's on the chopping board now is Clarissa Explains It All, a very sought after 90s Nickelodeon show. Clarissa Explains It All was the first Nickelodeon sitcom to have a female lead, which would influence all the other female lead shows after it, since practically all the sitcoms today have a female lead. The plot of Clarissa Explains It All is that Clarissa is a high schooler going through, well, life. She also gives you fashion tip advice and mainly breaks the fourth wall. She lives with her family, and her family includes Ferguson, which is a very annoying brother, and her vegan mom, who always packs healthy stuff and is a flower child, and then her father, who is kinda goofy. Now, here's my opinion on the show. The show's pretty good, but it has its flaws sometimes. But before we get into the flaws, let's get into the good stuff. The easy stuff. The easy way out. Here's the good. You 90s kids will love it. The kids who think that the 90s is the holy grail will love this show, because this show is literally that decade. The fashion, the way people lived, and the technology. Oh my gosh, the technology. You 90s kids, if you want a nostalgia trip, you go to this show. Now, does it age well for the casual audience? Like, say you bring in a kid from the 2000s or 2010s or whatever, who have never heard of, never seen, don't even know the actors at all. Does it age well for them? Well, no. Now, before you start shooting guns at me, yes, Clarissa Explains It All is a very good show. But the problem is, since it is so 90s, some of the modern day kids and people that have never seen the show might not get why the fashion is the way it is, or the 8-bit computers and all the other things. It's like showing a kid from today an older episode of Double Dare. They're not gonna know what the questions are about, like, who is Madonna, or what was Home Alone. They're not gonna know that. They're gonna be, when they hear the questions, they're just gonna be at an all-time, That's kind of it with this show as well. In the show, Clarissa mentions that one of her favorite bands are Pearl Jam. Very good band, by the way. But still, some kids are not gonna know what Pearl Jam is today. She also plays on like a Commodore 64 computer where it's 8-bit. Some kids aren't going to believe that's what that video game looks like, a bunch of squares. Not Atari, but still. But even after moaning and groaning like I'm a dying sheep, the show still has some things that have aged well. Like, the characters are still likable, even Ferg faces a little bit. And even if it is a little outdated, I still think you and a kid from today or a kid from the 2020s can still enjoy an episode of Clarissa Explains It All. Well, anyway, that's my moaning and groaning review of Clarissa Explains It All. Anyway, even if the show has not aged well in some areas, still an enjoyable show to watch, and I do like it a lot. Anyway, guys, take care, and for my new catchphrase, go on and splat somebody with Gak.